Yeah, let's go A. Let's go to Brooklyn. Speaking of Kevin Durant and the Nets, a nice little segue to that. Brooklyn. Let's look at what they did so far. Not really too much. They added T.J. Warren. They got Royce O'Neal via trade. Did not select anybody in the draft, but they are losing Andre Drummond and Bruce Brown. I think that Bruce Brown loss is actually going to be pretty big for that team in terms of just energy and all that stuff. But if I was to grade their off season, and again, I think it's harsh for me to say it because I think it's not really something that's happened now. But if I had to grade them, I'd probably give them a C. And the reason why I give them a C is because I think they're stuck in limbo right now of what to do as an organization. Because, the owner has come out and said some things. The players have obviously requested a trade, a.k.a. Kevin Durant. And then, of course, Kyrie Irving being part of that trade as well. They're stuck in limbo. It seems like they're in no direction which way they want to go. And again, like I said, it could be due to the fact that Rudy Gobert trade did freeze the trade. It felt like all hell froze at this point. That's what it feels like for the Brooklyn Nets. Like, it just feels like everything's frozen and nothing is moving right now for them. And so adding TJ Warren and Royce O'Neal would be great additions if they were to keep those two players. But since it looks like they want to get rid of them, or maybe not want to, but they are going to grant the request for Durant, I have to give them a C.
I really don't think they're going to. I really genuinely think KD is going to be on the Nets next season. I think his biggest thing is Kyrie right now. But even beyond that, like, if you look at any of the trades, the proposed trades that have come out that have been offered to Brooklyn or even just rumored to be, their number is way too high. And that speaks of a team that's just not going to do this unless we're 100% comfortable. And from what we know about Joe Tsai as a businessman, he is one of the most powerful people in the NBA. I don't think that gets talked about enough necessarily with Brooklyn because he doesn't really act like it all the time. We only see the circus that is Brooklyn, but Joe Tsai, the owner of Brooklyn, of the Nets, is an incredibly powerful, kind of cutthroat businessman, like behind the scenes. So he's not going to get fleeced on a Kevin Durant trade. He's not going to let that front office screw this up like they've screwed up most of the things that have happened over the last 3 years.
Yeah.
This is one of the bigger swing teams because I think that there are certain things that could happen with this team where I would very quickly say, oh, dang, like that's kind of like a big W for the squad. But right now, I'm going to go D.
D, okay.
I'm going to go D. I think the Royce O'Neal trade is absolutely abominable. I thought that was mind-blowingly stupid. Like, what are you going to get Royce O'Neal for, let alone a first-round pick? Like, mind blown. I still am mind blown by that trade.
Yeah.
The TJ Warren signing, though, was really nice. A very friendly contract, a guy that's underperformed the last season and a half. Like, by all accounts, TJ Warren is a very legitimate player in the NBA. Like, he is an easy 20 if he's healthy. So,
yeah,
I like that signing. I think he goes really well with Ben, a healthy playing Ben Simmons, if Ben Simmons ever plays.
Yep.
The reason I give him a D is just like you haven't done really anything other than make this weird Royce O'Neal trade and sign these two guys that don't move the needle in any way, shape, or form, right? Yeah. But I do like the fact that they didn't re-sign any of those guys other than Bruce Brown. I agree with you. I think losing him was kind of an L, but Drummond, who cares? LaMarcus Aldridge, Goran Dragic, Blake Griffin, James Johnson. Like, you shouldn't re-sign any of those guys. Good move on your part, right?
Mm-hmm.
Only caveat, and this is the reason why I say they could swing really high. There is a world in which KD trade happens and they get the biggest package return of all time, right? For a guy that doesn't want to be there, they end up with like a legit star in return for KD and a bunch of picks. And if they make the KD trade, I would see that Kyrie gets traded as well. There's literally no shot they could bring just Kyrie back. That will never happen. So say that the KD trade happens, they get the biggest return ever for a player, and they make some sort of trade for Kyrie Irving. I mean, you could be looking just like one of the situations where we have like the ultimate blow it up team. Like this team could come back with like 95% of a different roster. So they're kind of already like that, but even more so if they make those two trades. I would be pretty interested with that offseason. It would really depend on who they got back.
Yeah.
I think what's going to end up happening is it's going to be the status quo though. Kyrie, KD are back with this whack team. That's about as D as you can get in the NBA. It's pretty close to an F too, but
okay.
I have KD and Kyrie technically, so I don't know if you can get a D.
Okay, so we'll leave it at D. Justin, what's up, guys? Happy Wednesday. Happy Wednesday to you as well, Justin.
Justin?
Yeah, well, we'll go D. We'll go D just to and let us know. You know, maybe at the end we'll let you guys pick one team that you can move up or down. So,
dude, we might. I don't know. They might be an F. We might need to come back. I might have to think about that one throughout the stream.
Well, unfortunately, there's only D. If I had more time, I would have definitely. I would have edited the name.
No F. Okay, that's all right. D is a basically the F of this tier list, so we'll take that.